like structure, that system.
He didn't go to the triangle too much. Basic low post, weak side. I wrote the book on the triangle, but a lot of things in the triangle offense involved reacting to defense. Phil Jackson. We used it all my years of coaching.
Super Broad.
LeBron James was not born with a clutch gene.
Are you serious?
I am sorry to say it, but
It's the triangle offense, see? 3 corners, 5 men, 1 other ball. You take the ball there, see? You put it in the old basket willy-nilly. Pass, shoot, and scoop. Ha-ha! These men are strong and fit, and they're sharing the ball. Well, you can't hold the offense. You just can't hold it. You gotta pass it. Pass that ball, see? I say, young man, this offense will be around forever. Ha! Forever, you see? It's the best. It's the best offense in the world. Best offense.
We didn't get a chance to meet up and talk like we wanted to talk.
Maybe it's a good time for you to decide whether you're going to stay or leave.
You know, still playing, you know, with the New York Knicks. And
Obviously, it hasn't worked out in this partnership together. Somehow or other didn't click here with this team.
I mean, honestly, I think about it a lot, man. I try to put everything into perspective. I think
you haven't won here. You don't want to end up your career not winning.
No, I think I've kind of come to grips with that. And
this is not something that you want to have labeled on your career. You want to get to that territory where you have a chance to win. And, you know, that's... And I think there's some rebelliousness that created some of the discord during the year. And I think that has to stop, and that will stop. So I think that's the indication.
Steven, you know, is on me. So, man, I'm never leaving here. Like,
if there's one problem I have with Melo, it's that he's been too damn mellow.
I don't think I want to say angry.
There comes a point in time where you got to man up and speak up for yourself.
Kind of becoming at peace with our situation and try not to think about it.
We played in a triangle offense, and Carmelo holds the ball. So, you know, why does Carmelo hold the ball?
The venom and the hostility that Phil Jackson has put on public display towards this man.
He knows that he holds the ball.
For months, he has basically, figuratively speaking, slapped Carmelo Anthony around while Carmelo Anthony has done little to nothing to defend himself.
It would take a lot for me to kind of be angry.
And that disturbs me because he is in the right. He deserves better than this. Phil Jackson is wrong, and it's a damn shame that Kristaps Porzingis seems to be more willing to call Phil Jackson out than Carmelo Anthony.
We've not been able to win with him on the court at this time.
People need to protest outside the streets of Madison Square Garden until this man is gone.
I signed a contract with Phil Jackson. I am going to honor that agreement, all the way to the end.
He does not care. I believe he's trying to get himself fired. I believe the only reason why Phil Jackson is still in New York is because he wants the $24 million left that he's owed, and by quitting, he can't get the money. But if he were to get fired, he'd get to keep the money.
I'm going to honor that agreement for the full agreement.
My instructions from Dolan: let's have something that represents something. Let's have something.
My man Phil doesn't give a fuck. The fans want to hear from Phil Jackson.
I don't know who else has to talk in this business.
We don't even get, he's falling asleep at games. You see him like he's like nodding in the crowd.
He is an absolute disgrace. He needs to get the hell out of New York City. Big time, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
For him to come out, he didn't speak to the press all season long.
I mean, who else is relegated to talking in front of the press?
And then his closing thing is to try to publicly shame Carmelo Anthony. Regardless of what you think of Carmelo Anthony, it's just not cool.
I've never criticized Carmelo.
No.
Ever criticized Carmelo.
What?
That's all supposition by papers or whatever, speculation by opinionated people.
Whether he holds the ball, whether he's not
holding the ball is not a criticism. That's pure fact.
It is what it is.
Is that a person better be able to take that if they're going to be coached, or else they can't be part of this organization. And that's simply a matter of fact. If you're a basketball player, you got to be able to be coached.
He's got to do whatever's best for the organization, period.
I didn't come here to particularly just to win a championship, but to do things that,
The minute this man who came here is getting over $50 million for 5 years plus perks, tells you, well, I didn't come here necessarily to win a championship. What? What the hell did you come for? To see a play? You didn't necessarily come here to win a championship. What the heck did you come for? For $50 million bucks, you've lost 166 games in 3 years. You sure didn't come to win.
I think our fans have seen progress in how we're, that's kind of evident, but it's not evident in one loss, that's for sure, because they can look at the one-loss record and say, well...
Knicks haven't guarded a point guard in how many years?
You saw Ronnie Baker get up there and get into people's bodies and get people over. And
it's sad. It really is.
Get someone who's willing to fight into bodies and over screens.
And the team's better. Why? Because Baker fought through a screen the last week of the season. The team's better.
He changed how we play.
You watched that team and saw improvement?
I mean, I think that's an obvious conclusion.
For some reason, they got fucking Kurt Rambis who refuses to shave his hair.
I'm laughing.
Just shave the fucking hair. You look nuts. Just shave it. You look crazy this way. We know you're going to look crazy with the bald head, but at least you'll have he'll look like sort of like crazy in a good way, like kind of intimidating white guy with the horn-rimmed glasses.
Your caustic remarks.
How do you come in after 3 awful seasons, you're making a fortune, and you are smug and dismissive and completely arrogant about every part of this? And you've lost 166 games in 3 years.
That's okay with me.
Somehow, someway, the billionaire that is James Dolan, who can write this off on his taxes yesterday, needs to find a way to get Phil Jackson the hell out of town.
No.
I'm so damn disgusted that this damn Phil Jackson is still in New York City.
Phil Jackson was brought here to recruit players with his credibility to New York.
Yeah, we need to get more talented as a basketball.
What we found out was he didn't have the ability to bring players. That they don't look at Phil Jackson that way.
Phil is not doing his job.
Coaching in Chicago, and
these guys really don't care now in their prime what Phil won with the Bulls. They don't care. So what it comes down to is when you dump all those rings on the table, can you have some charisma? Can you have something that they can listen to? Pat Riley does. Phil Jackson doesn't.
Well,
the New York Knicks are irrelevant to basketball.
The whole thing is a joke.
All that being said, I never took a jump shot, never made a substitution.
I never took a jump shot. I never made a substitution. Oh, really? Thanks. What you did was bring in lousy players.
One of the things that I like about this job is that Jamie Matthews and Steve Bills, do a lot of the paperwork, the back and forth with the NBA.
I have people who handle that. I have people who know what they're looking for, which means I don't go anywhere and look at anything. I'm a coach. He doesn't have an executive bone in his body. We've realized that now.
I kind of left him alone. Just took some time on the West Coast during the holidays when I think things really kind of fell down over New Year's and the subsequent week after.
Why don't you fire yourself? Why don't you say, this is my fault? I fucked it.
No, I
got to be honest, he's stealing money.
This man is a disgrace because he's sabotaging the Knicks. He's throwing everything away. You see the coaches he's hired, and nobody says anything. Oh, the players, the contract for Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose trade and Melo. What about the damn coaches, for crying out loud? He still got Kurt Rambis on there, who I like, but is hated by all the coaches, by all the players. They can't stand the man, okay? And still he's there. This is a disgrace, and somebody needs to do something about Phil Jackson right now. Get him the hell out of New York.
Let's stop and get a hot dog. We can run to the hot dog stand and run back, and I mean, it certainly was. You know, I mean, that was just. I mean, it's you know, you know, I'm nervous. I mean, that to me, you know, I think that you know, he is, you know, with Phil Jackson. He can't and so you know, that can't be, you know, but you know, hey, you right no, Phil Jackson is a great basketball mind. It's a 5-year deal, guys. Should we be embarrassed? Ask Phil.